welcome. I'm in Lucknow this week. As India's largest state, Uttar Pradesh gets ready for a 7-phase election starting from February 8th and stretching all the way up to March 3rd. It's here at the Congress party headquarters that Digvijaya Singh is monitoring the 403 assembly constituencies. The General Secretary of the Congress party is known as a man who does not pull his punches, often courts controversy, and has been known to contradict the Congress-led UPA government on many occasions. Is he a maverick or is he part of a larger design? I'm going to try and find out. Digvijaya Singh, it's good to have you on this show. You've been parked in Lucknow for over 2 weeks now. This is the state that you're responsible for in these elections. Tell us, what are the issues on the ground? Because when you're in Mumbai and Delhi, we are looking at only the identity politics that seem to be in play. What are the issues on the ground?
Last 22 years, this state has had 3 governments headed by BJP, 3 governments headed by Mr. Mulayam Singh, Samajwadi Party, and 4 times Mayawati, the BSP. But there has been a declining trend throughout since 1989. Governance and development always take a back seat. And what we have seen is virtual loot of the state of Uttar Pradesh. No holds barred. Criminalization is to the extreme. The whole politics is centered around how much money you can make and how much you can oblige your own kinsmen or your relations. Poor are getting poorer. The middlemen and people with muscle power are getting the contracts. The money is not being spent on the developmental works but pocketed. Issue of National Rural Health Mission.
Yes, yes, where I think 5 people have been either committed suicide or murdered.
Eliminated, I would say eliminated. And out of 8,670 crores of provision in the last 6 years in the UP by the central government, 5,000 crores have been siphoned off. Can you imagine the kind of the corruption that is here? At the same time, Mayawati ji refused to refer this case for CBI. And now the High Court, Honorable High Court has given the orders for CBI inquiry, and all these things are coming to light. CAG has given a report that 5,000 crores have been siphoned off. Now with this kind of corruption, the main issue today is a change for better.
So, Mr. Singh, is corruption then the big issue? Because when we, as I said, sit in Mumbai, I feel dismayed because everything that I am getting to hear as headline news out of the Uttar Pradesh elections is sub-quota within quota for minorities, the tacit endorsement to the demand that Salman Rushdie not come to India. Will I stop being dismayed if I just say that, look, this is not what Indian politics is about, what I imagine it to be, and it is identity politics that are relevant and that need to be understood and need to be catered to?
The media gives you what the viewers like to see. Now, for example, the quota within the quota is not something new. In 1990, Mandal Commission report was implemented, where certain castes of OBCs among the Hindus, the Muslims and the Sikhs were included. Now, such a committee was set up to see the socio-educational and economic status of Muslims in this country. And we were very surprised to find that in some areas, the status of Muslims in this country is even worse than Dalits. So therefore, a special attention had to be taken. Some affirmative action had to be taken for their benefit.
Mr. Singh, I understand the underpinning of the action. My question is that because of the timing, it all seems very suspect, isn't it? The 4.5% sub-quota in this 27% OBC quota in jobs was announced in December.
Yes.
The Election Commission has said that it cannot be implemented. Then after that, your colleague Mr. Khurshid in Uttar Pradesh said that it would be 9% if the Congress came to power. The underpinnings seem weak because of the timing, isn't it, sir?
Well, timing may be
Suspect.
a coincidence, but the fact remains that we had promised this in our 2009 election manifesto. We have given this in the states of Kerala, Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh when Congress was in government. So therefore, it's nothing new for the Congress party, or it's not related to only Uttar Pradesh. It is for the national level. So therefore, it is not correct to say. Honorable Election Commission has every right to sort of stay the operation, not the decision. Operation will start after the voting is over and the election results are out.
There have been many politicians as guests on this show, but you're a gentleman I've been wanting to meet for a while, because I find your statements and the way you make your statements very, very interesting. I also think that very often they reflect a sort of perspective which everybody is not bringing to the table or to the debate. Having said that, I was a little surprised when I heard you reacting to the Salman Rushdie absence at the Jaipur Literature Fest, because from what I remember you've said is that, you know, it is a local law and order security issue in Rajasthan, and the Chief Minister of Rajasthan has made the decision. Whereas everybody with a little bit of political experience and savvy says that it was done so that UP Muslims would feel that, hey, you know what, we are on your side. Do you feel somewhere that this is something that the Congress should be embarrassed about as a matter of principle?
First of all, I feel flattered when you made the statement that about me, and thank you for that. But the fact remains that Salman Rushdie does not need a visa to come to India. And you know, there are elements in this country, the fringe elements, who are extremely sort of rigid in their fundamental beliefs.
And you have stood against them when they are on
always.
the Hindu right. People have appreciated that.
I still do that.
So why not on the Muslim right?
Let me finish. What I'm trying to say is that I have always fought against the religious fundamentalists, whether they are Hindus or Muslims or the Sikhs or whatever.
Point taken.
Yes. The fact remains that at the same time, we can't allow anyone to hurt these religious sentiments in a multi-ethnic, multi-religious society like India. As far as Salman Rushdie is concerned, he is most welcome to come any time, there is no problem. But if he wants to quote, or if he wants to, people want to refer to his book, which has been banned in India, Satanic Verses, I think the government has to stand by and enforce the law which is there in this country.
So it's an assumption that he would have defied the ban.
I also know that where this festival is being held is a very small place, and if some people had, and there were visitors from outside, the eminent sort of literary figures from outside the country also, and if some these fringe elements, and they had sort of brought out a dharna or a agitation or something like that, and this would have been an international event, or sort of, or I would say
an incident.
Incident.
Mr. Singh, I take the point you make about being sensitive to people's religious, cultural, language sensitivities, gender sensitivities. But we are a country of 1.2 billion people. It could very well happen that whatever I say will end up offending someone else.
No, one second.
The same international guests that you're talking about have gone away with the impression. I was there on holiday at the Jaipur Literature Festival, and I saw that, you know, there was a sense that in India is freedom of speech not valuable.
Well, who has stopped anyone by making? People have been saying all kinds of things against Prime Minister. If you surf on the net, you will find all kinds of
about
abuse.
About the Prime Minister.
It doesn't matter to me because I am quite used to this. Yeah. But this kind of abusive language which is being used against the Prime Minister, against the Congress President, against Mr. Rahul Gandhi. So everyone has the right to say what they want to, but they have to be within the framework of the existing laws that we have in the land. So no one can be allowed to violate the law and no one can be allowed to disturb the peace in the country.
This was made on the assumption that he was going to violate the law because he was not here, so we don't know whether he would violate the law.
Therefore, some preventive actions have to be taken sometimes. At the same time, he volunteered to not to come. He was not given an order not to come.
Mr. Singh,
you must understand the nuances between them.
We get the nuances, but that is what worries us, that the nuances are that, you know, nobody will say that the Congress government said don't come, but did everything to imply don't come.
Has Mr. Salman Rushdie received any call from person in government asking him not to come?
Mr. Singh, personally, you're a liberal. Do you feel that India and Indians, we are seeming to enjoy being sensitive about religion, caste, gender, community?
No.
And politics and politicians are, even if personally they may not agree, are letting it be because of political compulsions.
No,
that much you will admit to me?
There is no political compulsion in this. First, for God's sake, don't relate this to UP elections. These are quite two different things.
We were talking about the Muslim vote. How important or relevant is that to success in the UP elections? Because we know that there are about 18% of the population, correct me if I'm wrong on this fact, and also that they may impact directly 75 to 100 seats in terms of their electoral fortunes. Well, you would know best where these numbers are concerned.
You got your numbers right. But at the same time, I think Congress is one political party which has never used religion to contest elections or use religion to score a point or even in elections. It is only BJP, and now some of the political, some parties have sprung up, usually do in Uttar Pradesh, like a peace party, which is a party of the Muslims. Then there is a welfare party, another Muslims. Then a Qaumi Ekta party. So these are only spoilers set up by the BJP and other people to sort of split that vote and act as spoilers. It doesn't worry us. Still at the same time, we fundamentally would not use religion in politics.
But sir, the quota announcements you don't think will be seen like that?
No, it's wrong. You know, you must understand, there is no fresh induction of any Muslim caste in the list. They are the same people who have been getting the reservations in 1990. The people of this country must understand that no fresh Muslim population has been included in this. It is only a guarantee to the already existing OBCs in the OBC, Muslims in the OBC list who have been guaranteed 4.5%. Because the Sachar committee found.
And 9% in Uttar Pradesh if there is a Congress government in the future.
For the state, it will be commensurate to the population
proportion
in the state of Muslims, and it will be on the same principle as that we have given in the government of India at the national level. But this BJP is unnecessarily creating a Hindu-Muslim hype into this. But the fact remains that there is no fresh OBC Muslims who have been included in this. It is only the existing people who have been guaranteed this kind of reservation.
Let's shift focus to a bet noir of yours, and that is the India Against Corruption team.
Yeah.
You have said that you said that corruption is the big issue here, one of the things that you all are highlighting.
Yes.
Do you see the ISE after what happened in December end, when they seem to have completely lost steam and also direction, but they've popped up again in Uttarakhand? Do you see them playing a role of any kind in Uttar Pradesh, even though they say that they'll do voter education and will not support or criticize, campaign against any one party?
Haven't they campaigned for BJP in Uttarakhand? There you are. I have been proved correct again. I have always been saying that these are the mass of the BJP Sangh combined, who have been sort of trying to shift the agenda from Sangh involvement in terror activities to corruption. Plan A, Baba Ramdev.
Yeah, I've heard you say this.
Plan B,
Anna Hazare.
Plan C, Shishi Ravi Shankar Maharaj.
I've heard you say this.
Now, Anna doesn't see corruption in BJP ruled states.
No, that point
One second. Number two, Baba Ramdev doesn't see corruption in Uttarakhand and supports BJP openly. Shri Shri Ravi Shankar Maharaj, I've got the greatest regard and with great humility, does not see corruption in Karnataka. So what they are trying to target is Nehru Gandhi family and the Congress party, which I have tried to expose.
Will there be a force here in Uttar Pradesh to deal with?
Absolutely not. We are not
Even as an irritant?
We are not even bothered. We are not even taking notice of them.
That is very, very emphatic. You have seen them, you have called them, and you have all.
And we have called off their bluff.
I come back to my question. In 2011, do you think that the government led by your party could have handled the whole ISE debate in a different way? Because you handled it on whatever mediums you got or platforms you got in a very, very different manner. You went on the front foot, you were aggressive. And in fact, at sometimes at quarrel with members of your party, at least publicly, that's what it appeared to be.
I have never been in confrontation with my party. I have never gone beyond my brief, and I have never overstepped the responsibility which I have in the party, number one.
So it's by design. All your pronouncements are part of a larger design.
Number two, the handling of Anna and his team or Baba Ramdev, I have gone public on this. It could have been handled better.
You said that there is no contradiction between you and the party, and yet something that you've said about 3 years ago, and even when you were campaigning recently, when you were in Azamgarh, the Butler House case, where you have said there should be a judicial investigation.
You show me a bite.
You've not said this.
You show me a bite where I've said this.
So you're saying this is a completely false media report?
Absolutely false media report.
So there is no contradiction between you and the Home Minister on this issue at all?
No. I have always held, and I still hold, that Butler House was a false encounter. But when a demand for judicial inquiry has been rejected by the High Court, has been rejected by the Supreme Court, has been rejected by the government, what option do I have? The only option now I have is to plead for a free, fair and early trial, speedy trial, which I am trying.
But when you say it was a false encounter and you maintain that, you've spoken to the parents of children from that area, the young people from that area, and the Home Minister says it was absolutely, a real incident, a real encounter. Isn't that a contradiction which then shows up that you and the party in government think in different ways?
No, it's a perception. Probably he has not really been to Azamgarh or Sanjarpur or met these people. I have met their families.
I know that.
All these people are those people who have not had madrasa education. They are liberal, modern young boys who went to these so-called English-speaking schools in the neighborhood. Some of them were doing medical college. Some of the families sold their land to put their sons in their medical college, engineering college, management colleges. And here, just on the basis of one encounter, 26 different boys have been put behind bars and slapped with 50, 60 cases, severe cases. If the speedy trial if the justice does not take place quickly, they will spend all their lives behind the bars.
And India cannot afford to
we cannot afford to alienate a large, about 18 to 20% of this population. We cannot allow this 18 to 20% population to sort of feel that they can't get justice in this country. This is exactly what Pakistan has been saying in the last 65 years, that Muslims in India will not get justice. So therefore, if we deny this justice, the fundamental right under the Constitution, that I think we are in for a bad time.
Why is it that this view that you have is not something that is being heeded by the Congress-led government, and instead something that you seem to be waging, a solo, lonely battle for?
Well, let me tell you, it's not a lonely battle.
Okay.
I feel emboldened by the fact that whatever stand I have taken has been well received, not only among the people but in the party itself. But then the government has its own parameters. It has to look at the morale of their police force also. They have to look at the morale of the overall governance. So I think one inspector lost his life in that encounter.
Yes.
So they have to see the whole thing in the totality, and then they have to also look at the judicial pronouncements also, which have gone against the demand for judicial inquiry in Butler House encounter.
You know, in 2003, when you lost the Madhya Pradesh elections, I believe you said that you wouldn't be in a role of power for 10 years. We are in 2012, UP elections, and one more year to go of your self-imposed exile. What happens to Digvijaya Singh going forward?
First of all, I must clarify, I did not lose personally. I won my election, but unfortunately the party lost. I couldn't get the party back.
Yes.
So as a person who's accountable, I thought I should not fight any election for 10 years and work for the party.
Right.
And therefore I worked for the party the last now 8 to 9 years now. So 2013 November, my 10 years will be completed. So after that, it depends on my party what they want me to do.
Surely you must be thinking of what you would like to do and you've earned it?
Well,
or will the UP elections decide
first of
a whole lot of things, right from the UPA's future to Mr. Rahul Gandhi's future role to Mr. Digvijaya Singh's future role?
First of all, let me tell you, you people always blame us on credibility, that there is no credibility associated with political persons. So I have tried to prove that wrong, that whatever we say, we mean by that. And that's why I continued this 10-year thing, in spite of the pressure from all sides that I should get away with it. After 10 years also, I would rather work for the party than to go in the government, because this is where the political challenge is. The political challenge was in Uttar Pradesh. The political challenge is in Bihar, where the Congress is not strong. So my political challenge would be, which I enjoy the most, is to do work politically in those states where Congress is weak. So therefore, that is my political challenge. Simply being in government and becoming a minister and pushing files is not my cup of tea.
How do you feel about the Congress today, 2012, as you're about to launch into 7 phases of rigorous elections?
First of all, the Congress is on a changing mode. We have new leadership, emerging leadership of Rahul Gandhi, who wants to convert the mass-based party of Congress into a cadre-based party in his own right, in his own way. Bring in technology into our functioning of the political party, bring in greater democracy in our functioning. So these are the changes which we are looking at. No one could have ever imagined that there will be a free and fair elections and the Youth Congress and the students wing of NSUI, but he did it. He has proved everyone wrong. So it's a very exciting time for being in the organization, where a basic policy shift is happening in the party as such, where we are moving from a mass-based party to a cadre-based party with the mass as a base.
Do you feel like a mentor to Rahul Gandhi?
No. I must very specifically deny
because I saw pride in your eyes when you were just talking about him.
Well, yes, I do feel proud that he is a young man who has a great future.
But you don't feel like a mentor?
I'm not a mentor. He doesn't need a mentor. First of all, my only association with Mr. Rahul Gandhi is confined to the state of Uttar Pradesh. He's a national leader. He's got a mind of his own. He's got his political instincts of his own, and I think he's on the right track. So therefore, there is no question of anyone being mentored to Mr. Rahul Gandhi.
I have one final question. When I described you, and a lot of people, when they talk about you, the word maverick comes into play. It's an adjective that suits you, isn't it?
Well,
when I say suits you, as in you use it. It's not that it's apt for you, but you use it.
Well, I have a thick skin. I don't mind me being called by any name. Maverick it flatters me.
It's more acceptable than most. Mr. Digvijaya Singh, I wish you all the best. Thank you very much.
Got this.